so amazing. Like, God has just been so wonderful in my life. God has saved me and allowed me to rest and restore me, allow me to heal and really just get back to myself, and not even just back to myself, but even better. Like, I've learned so much through the healing and through the pain, through the dark days, through the Holy Spirit just leading me and guiding me and revealing so much to me. Things that I did not understand or that I did not see or that I overlooked, like when I was in it, in toxic relationships, in toxic friendships, in situations that I shouldn't have been in, or needed to be a learning experience for me. Like, through this healing journey and isolation, like, God has revealed so much to me, and it's just been such a learning process. And sometimes it hurts. Sometimes things being revealed hurts. They say the truth hurts. Like, sometimes when God reveals things to you and reveals people's hearts to you, and reveals the true intentions of those people that are close to you and people that you love and that you've always, admired, looked up to. God will start to reveal certain things to you. And it could be through that person's actions. It could be through the things that person is saying. And it usually is like that, But God is just so, so amazing. And He has really just been providing for me and just being my Jehovah Jireh and my Jehovah Nisi, my Jehovah Shalom, really allowing me to have peace and protecting me. He's hiding me right now. And I'm not going to lie, like, it's been a long season of isolation, and things are still being revealed to me. Things are, I'm still healing. I'm still just trying to continue to, work on myself, put myself first, next to God, put myself first, really take care of myself, spend time with myself, spend time with God, and just rejuvenate, physically, spiritually, emotionally. But I must say, like, there's no doubt in my mind of just the awesomeness of God and what He's done for me. But at the same time, right now, I'm like, Lord, what's next? Or when is my breakthrough gonna come? Like, I know it's coming, but it's like every month, it's like, okay, I'm going into a new month, and you hear certain prophetic words that resonate with you, and that you feel it in your spirit, and all these different things. And not saying that God is not awesome every single day, because He is. But it's like, Lord, when is my breakthrough coming? Like, when is my time coming? I feel like God took me out of the workplace, the typical workplace. He has provided for me. He has sustained me. He has given me a safe haven, a home. Like, He literally provides. He has provided my home for me. While He took me out of the workplace, I have everything that I need. And I'm so grateful. But I'm like, Lord, what's next? What is next? I've been in isolation for 10 months, for most of this year. So this is the last month of the year. I've been in isolation since, honestly, I even started working from home. He took me out of the typical workplace back in November of last year. So I've really been in isolation for after that, I was just home. And I did have a job, working from home for a little bit. But I've pretty much been home and not really going anywhere and not really doing anything for the last year. The reason why I say my isolation, my true isolation, has been since February is because that's when I was saved, God saved me, and I walked away from a really toxic relationship. You know what I mean? And then from there, I really, really went into like true isolation. And, I've just been getting so much closer to God and putting God first and, really allowing the Holy Spirit to lead me and guide me. But sometimes I get frustrated. Like, it's not all perfect. Clearly, like, obviously, God is leveling me up spiritually, mentally, through Him, through Christ Jesus. And, like, I go through warfare. I have different situations happen, even though I'm like always home. Like, I still have a family, I still have a child, I still, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I still deal with certain situations to a degree, you know what I mean? Or certain situations where I'm like, you know what? Like, where I could be triggered or where things happen and I'm just like, Lord, why? Like, why did that happen? Or how did that even happen? So even though I'm in isolation and God is allowing me to rest and heal and He's restoring me, I still have, I definitely don't have as many dark days and moments of feeling like down and depressed as I did before. Like, I have come such a long way, but I have put God, like, I have been at the feet of the Father, like, this whole time, and He has just gotten me through it. Like, He has just gotten me through it. And now, like, I've come so far. Like, I have so many more good days and smiles and laughter. Like, the Lord, like, Jesus is just, He makes me so happy. You know what I mean? Like, He really, like, puts a smile on my face just thinking of certain things and just thinking of Him and His character and how amazing He is. Like, sometimes I just smile and blush, like, at the goodness of God, because He's so, so amazing. But I do still get down. It's like month to month. It's like, wow, it's already been, like, we're at the end of 2023. Like, the year is almost over, and I'm just like ready to see a change. Like, God has sustained me. I have seen miracles. He is restoring me. He is healing me, loving on me, allowing me to rest in Him. My relationship with God is stronger than it has ever been, and I only want to continue to just go to the feet of the Father and just continue to build that relationship and that that intimacy with God. And I know I still can get closer and closer to God, but I really am intentional in trying to just be at the feet of the Father and pick up my cross every day and die to my flesh. There's still certain things that I struggle with, but God has really changed my life. And, He has really just changed me from the inside out. I've grown so much, like, just from things that I've been through, things that I've experienced. God has revealed so much to me in this season of my life, but I'm just wondering, like, Lord, when is this season going to be over? Like, when is this isolation season, this restoration season, like, when is, like, I just feel like, it's like, okay, Lord, you took me from jobs. You took me, out of the world. You're hiding me. You're protecting me right now. You're giving me this is a time for me. And you just like, it's like He just wanted me to Himself. Like, it was time for me to surrender my life to God and just be with God. Just be with Jesus and just focus on my relationship with Jesus. And that is really what I've been doing. And, sometimes I think, like, Lord, am I doing something wrong? Like, because even though I have everything that I need and God has completely provided for me, I still struggle. Like, it's still tight. It's still rough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still stress about certain things. And, like the Bible says, I'm the lender and not the borrower. You know what I mean? And, like, in my position, not working or anything like that, like, I really, like, there has not been many times where I borrow money from people or anything. And just me personally, like, that's like not something that I like to do. I don't like to owe people. You know what I'm saying? I would rather be the one giving or lending than being the one borrowing and, like owing somebody. You know what I mean? So that's always definitely a really last resort. And God has made a way like that I haven't had to do that very much. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, Lord, like, you took me out of the workplace. I've done some really good things, in this time of restoration, like as far as like business and just doing things on my own, things that I felt like God was leading me to do. And they've been amazing things, but it's like I'm still not seeing anything from it. Like I'm still not, you know what I mean? It's like nothing's coming from it. And I do think eventually everything that I have put my hand to, once that breakthrough comes, like I feel like I'll be able to go back and just pick up like everything where it left off at. Because I've put some work in, you know what I'm saying, into the different things that, God has allowed me to do. And, it's like, Lord, I'm just waiting on that breakthrough. Like, and I heard a prophetic word, this, a young lady who I feel like, God has really led me to her, like her personality, the way that she is, the way that she speaks, like I just feel like, like I understand her. Like she kind of even reminds me of myself. Like, like she's cute, she's girly, she's like bubbly, but at the same time, she's strong. You can tell she's been through some things, and God has really been using her amongst, a few other people, but I feel like God has really like led me to her, and I just feel like I connect with her spirit, and she's a prophetic speaker, and she did a word, I think yesterday or the day before, that it said, God doesn't want you to feel left out, and it was just a word about like, I feel like, whoever she was speaking to, she was just saying like, you feel like there's been things that God has promised you and things that, you felt like were going to happen or like should happen or whatever. And, they just didn't happen, or it kind of happened and you lost it, or, something, once you did get it, like something happened to it and you didn't have it anymore, whatever. And it's like, God, like, I feel like I'm being left out, and that's kind of like how I feel. Like, like I said, I feel like God has been using her to speak to me. Like she just resonates with my spirit, like her spirit, her personality, the things that she's saying. And I feel like God has just been using her as a prophet, and as a way to speak to me. And like I kind of like, and I can't like, and even when I talk to God, like I always say like, Lord, I can't really, like I cannot complain. Like I truly cannot complain. But at the same time, it's like I do want more. I am waiting on my breakthrough. I am hoping and praying for more. I need a miracle in my life. Like at this point, it's like nothing but a miracle is going like I need a miracle. You know what I'm saying? Like I need a miracle. I need a breakthrough. I need something to tip, flip, drop, something break. Like I need like a breakthrough. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I've been hearing all these words and I know like I'm being led to them. Like I know God is speaking to me. I know God removed certain people from my life for a reason. I know God put me in isolation for a reason. I know God had me walk away from that toxic relationship and save me for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's been a long time now. And not even saying like, oh, I'm just ready to get back out there and do, like, no, like God has really changed my life. Like I don't have the desires that I used to have. I don't want to do the things that I used to do. I don't want to go the places that I used to go. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have desires for those things anymore. I'm, asking God, like, what is my next step? Like, what will you have me do? Like, what is my assignment? You know what I mean? And it's just like I've, been trying like different things, and it just seems like nothing is like happening. And like sometimes I just feel frustrated and I feel down. You know what I mean? Like, even though I'm so grateful because God is so good. He's so good. So, sometimes even when I feel like I want to complain, or I want to be like, Lord, or I'm feeling frustrated and I'm like, Lord, like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? It's almost like I still can't. You know what I mean? Because God has just been so good to me, and like just miraculously sustaining me and supernaturally providing for me. But at the same time, it's like, Lord, like, I want more. I need more. I want to do more. I want to have more. It's like sorry, I got an incoming call. It's like I want more. I want to have more. Like, even though God has been supernaturally and miraculously sustaining me, like, I still like I know there gotta be more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know God has more for me. And it's like, like my son, I have an 18-year-old son. Bless his heart. He is an amazing child. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, like, this is a sidebar. I'm telling you, like, my son, he is just such a blessing, like, he is just such a good kid. Like, God has really blessed me with a wonderful child. Like, compared to how I was when I was like young and a teenager and all that, like God has really blessed me with an amazing child. And anyway, he's in the Army. And so this past summer, he went to basic training. And I I had already been in isolation for a few months. And, I was doing some of the things that I felt like God had led me to do. And, I was working on those things. And I just kept saying, and telling myself, like, I'm not going to be in the same, like, I felt like while he was going to basic training and getting his training and leveling up and doing, what God has put on his heart to do, I'm like, yeah, like, I got some things going on, and, I'm healing, and I was just in a better place. And I was like, I'm going to do my thing, and financially and this and that. Like, I'm not going to be in the same place, when my son comes home that I am now. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, even though God has been sustaining me, like, it's amazing and just miraculous how God has been sustaining me. But at the same time, it was like the financial situation was like not different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was still like in lack. You know what I mean? It's like, even though I have everything that I need, it's like, that's what it is. It's like I have everything that I need, which I'm so grateful for. And I have to keep saying that because, and I know God knows my heart, but like, even just saying it, like, I don't want God to think that I'm not being grateful. And I know that he knows I'm grateful, and I know that he understands me even better than I understand me. But, even with you guys, like, I don't want to seem like I'm being ungrateful, but at the same time, it's like I need more. Like, I want more. Like, I know that there is more for me. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's only been a year, or 10 months or so, but it's like, Lord, like, like, what is happening? And just, I kind of got off track back to what I was saying, like, when my son went to basic training, and, I'm like, yeah, he's going to be doing his thing. I'm doing my thing. And when he comes home, I'm going to be in a different position and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And, I'm hearing these, different prophetic words and, just like speaking to God and building my, even not just like listening to prophetic words, and not that every prophetic word is for me, but there are some that I feel are specifically for me. And I know when they are for me, and, they really just resonate with my spirit. And it's like all year I've been hearing them. It's so crazy. But anyway, I'm still getting off track again. When, when my son came home, it was still like the same financial situation. I was still kind of like struggling, and still like kind of, things were still a little hard, you know what I mean? And like nothing financially had really changed. In fact, it kind of was, I was like kind of in a worse financial situation than when my son went into basic training. And like I was just like, man, and like it's the end of the year. What I'm getting at is like it's the end of the year, and like I don't want to end this year, or especially not go into the new year again like in the same situation. You know what I'm saying? Like still struggling, everything still tight, like having just enough. You know what I mean? Like we serve a God of abundance, a God of more than enough, a God like the creator of the universe. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that we don't need to go through things in life, because that's how we learn, that's how we grow. You know what I mean? Like God takes us through certain things so that we can be humble, so that we can depend on him, so that we can learn, you know what I mean? So that things can be revealed to us and all that. So I appreciate the struggle. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I appreciate the struggle, because no matter what I've ever been through and no matter what situation I've ever been in, like God has always been there to get me out of it, to save me from it, to, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that I'm good. You know what I mean? Like if it wouldn't have been for God, like certain situations could have either taken me out completely, driven me crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like if it wasn't for God, like I would have probably lost my mind in some situations. You know what I'm saying? But God has given me such strength, like, and courage and wisdom, and I'm grateful for that. But I'm just like, Lord, like I do not want it to be like the same thing where, you know, like in the summer when my son went to, basic training, I'm like, yeah, things are gonna be different when he gets home. And and I was actually like, I was working on things and working towards things and doing things, and don't get me wrong, those things were next level. But it's like still nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? And I do believe that once I do get my miracle, once that breakthrough does happen, because I do believe it's coming, I'll be able to go back and then pick up all those things and even ideas that God has given me that I haven't even put my hands to yet. You know what I'm saying? That I've just written down, or like just have in my mind, things that like ideas that God has given me. Like even more ideas. And it's like, Lord, like how am I supposed to do all this stuff? Like I need resources. I need money. Like I need, you know what I'm saying? I need finances to be able to, like, I know you're giving me these ideas and, you're putting this creativity in me for a reason, but it's like, Lord, I need resources, so I'm just on here just speaking from my heart, because God is so good. And Lord, I thank you like for just being so good. But at the same time, it's like, Lord, when, you know, and sometimes I get like frustrated. Sometimes I get a little down, and it's just like, Lord, like, I don't want to be left out. Like, I don't want to feel like, I'm believing you for this and I'm believing you for that, or I'm praying and asking you to lead me and guide me every single day. And then I feel like the things that I do, the things that I feel like I'm being led to do, then like nothing happens from it. And like, I keep being in the same position. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just like, it's like, am I doing something wrong? Am I like, is there something like, am I hearing you wrong? Am I not hearing you? And I know a lot of times that's the devil, because he will get in your head and try to make you doubt. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that wasn't God telling you to do that. And you know what I'm saying? Or just like have you down, not just like ready to give up. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, nothing I'm doing is working anyway, so whatever, or go back to the world and just start doing your own thing. And you know what I'm saying? And like, the devil is a liar, and so I'm not going to let him get me to that point or get in my head, but I am like, it gets tough, just spiritually, mentally, even though I'm so grateful, like sometimes I'm like, like, Lord, like, what is going on? You know? So, anyway, I was just in a little bag, and, maybe this will resonate with somebody. I'm just speaking from the heart, and I just wanted to, like, get that off my chest. Hopefully I encourage you guys, if anybody is in the same position or feeling the same way, even though I get frustrated sometimes, even though I get a little down, just know, like I truly believe in my heart, and I know, like, God, like, all these things are happening for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I haven't been in isolation and healing and all that for no reason. I know that I haven't been building my relationship with God, and, like, everything hasn't been happening the way that it's happening for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know my breakthrough is coming. I know my miracle is coming. So, even though sometimes I get down and I get frustrated and I get tired of waiting and, all that too, if anybody out there is feeling the same way, just know, like, it's coming. You're not going through all this stuff for no reason, And that even just, like, helps to encourage me, because it's like, at the end of the day, like, I know it's coming. Breakthrough is coming. I've been hearing, like, synchronicity. I've been hearing a lot of, like, there's a few different prophetic speakers that I listen to and that really resonate, with where I am in my season. And, a lot of people right now, like, there's definitely a shift happening, because a lot of people are in this, is in the season that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? And, like, season of isolation, a season of healing, revelation, and, people being removed from your life and things like that. God revealing people's hearts and intentions to you. And I believe, like, he does that before he elevates you. Before he elevates you, before he takes you to that next level, before you really get your breakthrough and your miracle, he's going to show you, like, he's going to show you everybody that's around you. And he's going to have you either remove them from your life, or he'll remove them from your life, or you remove yourself, distance yourself from them, or he will have you know what position they need to be in your life. You know what I'm saying? Because some people they hold positions in your life that they are not supposed to be in. And when you're in a season of isolation, when you're in a season of revelation and healing and all that, like, God will reveal to you, like, what's what. You know what I'm saying? And who is who. And like I said, sometimes it hurts, because you be like, dang, like, that person, like, really? But usually at the end of the day, for real, when you think about it deep down, it be those people that have always seemed a little off. You know what I'm saying? Or always seemed a little negative, or like they had a little touch of envy, or, like, you know what I'm saying? Or a little touch of jealousy, or they was always had something negative to say, or, like, but you still loved them and you still had that relationship with them. So you overlooked a lot of things. I think I spoke about this a little earlier, but deep down, like, you knew, you know what I'm saying? And you knew they weren't like you. You know what I'm saying? You probably didn't agree with a lot of the things that they did, like, where you knew, like, that's not me. I don't necessarily agree with that. You may have even called them out on certain things. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, or they might even try to say and do little certain things to you where you like, nah, like, well, that's not my problem. Like, don't project your insecurities onto me, or, you know what I mean? Or they would just do little certain things, and, you would, but mostly you would just kind of overlook it and kind of look at that as, like, oh, that's just the way that person is. But in this season, like, God is really revealing, like, yeah, all them little red flags that you saw, and, them things that were sticking out like a sore thumb and whatever, and them things that didn't sit right with you and that you didn't agree with, like, best believe, like, that's a part of the reason. Like, it goes even deeper than that, and that's a part of the reason why he's revealing those things to you now. You know what I'm saying? He's revealing certain things to you now, because people You know, people need to be in their rightful places before you get your breakthrough. Because there's some people that's going to try to take advantage of you if they're in the wrong position. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that, don't have good intentions. You know what I mean? There's some people that will try to block your blessings or try to ruin things for you. You know what I mean? There's people that's going to be jealous, whatever. So you can't have these certain people too close to you. You can't be putting too much trust in certain people. And so that's another reason why God put you in isolation too, because he kind of backs you away from everybody so that you can have a bigger view. You know what I'm saying? And of course, the Holy Spirit leads you and guides you, but you'll be able to see things more clearly. You know what I'm saying? And people will start to reveal themselves by the things that they say, by the things that they do. You know what I'm saying? By a certain energy you feel when you're around them. You know what I'm saying? By their vibration, like you'll just start to feel like, Like, and one thing about like being in isolation, it's like now when I'm around certain people, like I've learned so much, you know what I'm saying? I've educated myself on certain things. Like God reveals things to me. And so now when I'm around certain people or when I see the things that people do and say, I'll be like, ooh, like now I can identify like, yo, that's so toxic. Or like, yo, that's gaslighting. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or that's this, like now I'm like so much more sensitive to people's energy and like, you know what I'm saying? People's vibes, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, and a lot of times, like, they will just reveal themselves to you. But when you're too close, when you're right on top of them, when you are always together, always around each other, it's hard to see the forest from the trees. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why sometimes, God isolates you. And, he revealed, like, then you're able to step back and, like, look at the bigger picture and start seeing things for what they really are. You know what I'm saying? So like that's another thing from like isolation. It's like you could start to really see like what's going on. And then when you are in situations when you're around certain people, like you see things differently. You feel things differently. Things that were like so normal to you before and that you just like you were desensitized to, now you're like super sensitive to those certain things, and like you just know when things are not right, or it's like, wow, like I never looked at that way, or I never noticed how toxic that is, or how toxic that person is, or like how toxic that certain behavior is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just know, I know I've been on here for a while, but just know that like it will be like God got something wonderful for you. You know what I'm saying? If you're in this season, like the same season that I'm in, yeah, sometimes it gets frustrating, sometimes it gets hard, but trust and believe that you are in this season. It's a season of preparation in whatever way that may be. It's a season of preparation and everything that comes along with it for you to be able and equipped to go to your next season. Because trust and believe it's going to be leveled all the way up. All the way up. Your relationship with God is going to be on point. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be equipped. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have on the full armor of God. You're going to know who's who, what's what. Holy Spirit leading you and guiding you every day. Like, it's going to be amazing. Like, it's going to be amazing. And, yeah, if you're in this season, just keep on fighting the good fight and don't grow weary in well doing, for in due time, the Lord will make it happen. And I really think that it's happening sooner than we think. You know, like it's happening soon. Like I'm really like this month of December, like I just been feeling, and like synchronicities, like I've been getting, that's one thing I think I kind of got off track, but that's another thing. Like I've been, coming across like prophetic words that a lot of people are saying the same things. And I'm not just talking about overall, like in general, where a lot of people are in seasons of isolation. I do believe that is a lot of us. I believe that a lot of chosen ones and a lot of certain people are in the same season right now, because God is preparing Like he's doing a new thing, and he's preparing an army for his kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Here on this earth. So I do believe that there are like chosen ones of us that are in a certain season right now of preparation and revelation, healing, all that, because he's preparing us to go to that next level in our assignments for his kingdom. You know what I'm saying? So yes, there are a lot of us in the same season, but like, you know, like just for myself individually, like I've been seeing like, you know, like there will be one little specific thing like in a word that like, you know, and that word resonates with me and everything. And I'll listen to another word from a different person, and they might be talking about something different overall, but then they mention one of the same things that this other person was talking about. And it's like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? And I'll listen to another one, and they might be talking like the title or, you know, like the overall gist of the message might be different. But then they, within that message, it's like, then they're saying, they mention this specific thing that the last two, and it's like, y'all, like synchronicities, like seeing repeating numbers, things like that. Like, it's like, Lord, I know you are speaking to me. Like, I know something is happening. I know something is about to break. I know something is about to tip. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know something's, and that's another thing that I've been hearing, like tipping, flipping over, like capsizing, you know, like overflowing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have been hearing that in a lot of different words, you know, and like I just know, like it's about to be wonderful. It is about to be wonderful. You know, like God is really just about to amaze us, you know. And we just have to stay in his will, stay connected to him, you know, lean not into our own understanding, you know, die to our flesh, pick up our cross every day and follow Jesus, stay in the word, you know, fast, pray, all those things. Like, get all up into God, like, and allow him to get all up into you. And I'm telling you, you can't lose. You can't lose no matter what. Like, you cannot lose. So anyway, I'm going to get up off of here, but I hope I was able to encourage somebody, because I even just encourage myself. Sometimes you got to encourage yourself. So yeah, I even just encourage myself, and Lord, I thank you, Jesus. I thank you. So hopefully I was able to encourage someone else too. Thank you so much for tuning in to Saved by Grace, Aware of the Narc. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Please subscribe. Like, I know my channel is fairly new, but like I'm pouring my heart out. Like, I'm trying to encourage people. I'm trying to make people aware. And like, guys, like subscribe. I got some gems for y'all, and I'm kind of trying to hold back on them a little bit until I get like some more traction. But I really have some things to drop onto y'all, but I don't want it to just be like wasted. So anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment, ask me questions, whatever the case may be. I'm here. So God bless you all. Oh, and check out my book, 5 Steps to Upgrading Mind, Body, and Soul. It's an Amazon ebook. It's only $1.99 right now. So definitely check that out. It's about upgrading mentally, physically, and spiritually. There's a lot of tips and good things in there for you. So yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you next time. Love ya. Bye-bye.